neza mu program tusasanya kuva sawa mwenda paka sawa 10 ku Bukedde TV number 1 tubeerawo mu ggwanga lyonna ensi yonna okulaba nti no tukwasaganya ekintu kino ekya fashion enguliko abayimbi kyekiriwo banaye baganda bange bwena mwebale kikwasaganya mu nsi zonna ez'enjawulo mu bitundu eby'enjawulo olunaku olwaleero ngambye kantambuleko wano ku Cham Towers wano mu kibuga Kampala Makati ngenda kubanjogerako n'omukulu omu kafulwa fashion designer, the best in Boston, one of the best designers, Joe Malaika.
Yes.
Nice to meet you,
nice
bro.
To meet you, boss.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm seeing you, man. You're doing wonders, man.
Man, I'm trying to be like you.
Yeah. Joe Esudi, you're really making the world go crazy when it comes to fashion. There's some things whereby I'm getting I get like inspired by some other people like you. You're doing wonders in different countries. Not only Uganda, not only in Boston, but also other countries are proud of you. I don't know whether you know that.
I don't know, but I'm really honored. First of all, I am honored for you guys to have me on your television.
Yeah.
It's really an honor for me. I appreciate it. I appreciate the time. You guys stopping by. Bukedde TV, all you guys. Thank you so very much.
Who is Joe Malaika?
Joe Malaika, fashion designer extraordinaire from Massachusetts, like you say, Ugandan born, but I spent all my time in Massachusetts. So Joe Malaika was born in the summer of 2009, just like a young man. I met a girl for a dress. I met a girl a dress and she posted online, and that's just how it started. I wanted to impress the kid. Just like that. After I did that, the name took off.
Joe Malaika.
Joe Malaika. So Joe Malaika was born in 2009. Since then, we've been involved in several fashion shows, several fashion weeks. We've been named Best Fashion Designer in Massachusetts, been issued citations. There's a lot of fashion shows, but Joe Malaika is all about giving back.
So when it comes to fashion, how did you come to conquer the whole fashion around Boston and USA? And before that, first tell us all about your journey to become a fashion designer. Because it's not that out of the blue, you're Joe Malaika, the world knows.
So the journey has not been an easy journey. Like I said, Joe Malaika was born in the summer of 2009. Very first fashion show I did outside the United States, opened for Paris Fashion Week. Got involved in several fashion weeks, and again, going back to giving back. It's all about giving back for me. So the journey is not been easy. It's not an easy journey. It's just tough for anybody who wants to get into it. It's about the consistency. So getting started could be easy, but staying consistent is the hardest part.
When you look at the fashion industry in the USA, in Boston, and when you come to Uganda, our homeland, right. What's the difference there? What's the difference when you come to fashion?
Honestly, there's not really that much of a difference, because folks see whatever they see online, they wanna wear it. If you see somebody like you admire what they're wearing, you also want to wear that. So as a designer, it's all about the creativity, but the slight difference is weather. You understand? Like there's no winter here, but I've seen a couple kids that are wearing winter jackets. I asked one of the guys over there, why are you wearing a winter jacket? He said, I'm in Kampala. I'm like, what does that mean? He goes, I'm like, the weather is hot. I'm like, oh, smartness doesn't know weather. That's the kid. That's what I was told. But fashion is basically the same. It doesn't really matter everywhere. So for me, it's just to be creative every day, seeing what people are wearing on a regular basis, getting inspired. It's all about that.
So when you come to fashion, we have different kinds. Like someone has a different kind of fashion he deals in. So for you, is it a cultural fashion? Where do you fall?
That's a very good question. So when I got started, I was more like in apparel. I did like basic shirts like this. It was more like apparel. But for now, I would categorize myself as I do everything. From wedding gowns.
Really?
From tuxedos. Yeah, I've done several wedding dresses, several suits, from everyday wear. Stuff that people can wear to go to work, casually. I just do it all. But I'll probably just say maybe, I don't know, I do sportswear, I do all kinds of stuff. So To answer your question, I would probably maybe categorize myself as evening wear.
when you come to the fashion industry, you've been there for some good time. Only that for people who love fashion like us, will know Joe Malaika. But that some people who are still learning about fashion and they're just seeing you out of the blue, breaking down, coming down to Uganda, thinking that even you're not Ugandan, you know. So, what are the few people that you have designed and you really see that I designed this guy and it really came up very smartly and it was a bomb?
Honestly, some of the folks that I've designed, and I know like they come out correct, it's probably brides, and because it might not, it comes with a lot of pressure. You understand? Because that's a big day, that's a big moment. You know, you can't screw it up. So for me, I embrace that. You know, I just want to give a shout out to my girl, Sophie Casabante. You know, she gave me a dress. It was not an easy task, but I did execute it, and you know, every time I look at it, you know, it looked very simple, but it was not simple. You know, and I'm really thinking, I tell her this time and time again. You know, she was one of my brides, my favorite brides of all time, one of the brides that I've ever dressed. You know, as far as Joe Malaika is in the fashion business. So, and for brides out there and you're still looking, holla at your boy. Not just brides, even grooms.
Yeah.
So she, you know, she basically the whole entire wedding, I took over. So I was very, very, you know, they were very excited. They were very, very pleased with the results. And that's what we work for. You know, you want to make sure your client is happy.
Yeah, because I was just reading just a few magazines that came about your name, and I was like, oh, Joe Malaika is Ugandan, and I'm like, oh, was it the first time that you came out in the magazine, or you've been coming throughout in the magazines of the USA?
I mean, we've been featured in several magazines. You know, not just one. There's countless magazines, but you know, I want to give out to shout out to Anne Marie LaFauci. You know, I got featured in Boston magazine, Original Living magazines, other magazines that we've been featured in. So it's not just, you know, one magazine. And also, Best of Boston, Best Fashion Designer Boston. We have that magazine. I was featured in the Boston magazine as one of the best fashion, as one of the best designer in Boston. So
How do you make it, man? How do you make it?
Man, it's all about, you know, you believe in yourself, especially for black men. Right now it's Black History Month. It's tough.
Yeah.
Honestly, and it's tough, and not just that, it's a pretty aggressive business. Just being out and about, you know, talking to people and seeing what young people are wearing, it's tough. You know, for black men from downtown Kampala to break down the city of Boston, it's not an easy thing. You know, so, and I say this in the most humble way possible. I do not say this it's not coming from an arrogant perspective, because I work hard.
Really?
I work hard.
You even pray hard.
I also go to pray. So I have a very religious background. My parents, my grandmother, you know, they're all super religious.
Yo, no. From there. Just send them just greetings. Say, you know, mom.
Shout out to moms, always encouraging me. If I always went, you know, if I already went to church on a Sunday, let me tell you something, right? Okay. One time she's like, there's no breakfast if you didn't go to church. You understand? But I mean, I'm not going to church because I want breakfast. I'm going to church because I want to, because I believe in it. You understand? I'm raised like that. Okay. You understand? So, and not to knock any religions, you know, I'm not about that. You understand? I respect other people's religions, but also I respect mine, and I love it. As a Catholic man, Joe Malaika, come on, man, you know the vibe.
Joe, so tell me, one of the biggest stages of being on like USA and various countries, because when I'm counting big stages, I don't think that I'll mention big stages in Uganda, because our fashion industry is still trying to move up, so you guys have to give us way. You know?
You cannot be knocking the stages in Kampala. You understand that. You can't be knocking. But some of the biggest stages I've been to, the stages, New York Fashion Week was major. Shout out to the organizers of New York Fashion Week. You know, Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week, Arab Fashion Week. You know, that was major. And come on, man, excessive fashion. Excessive fashion is major for me because I'm staging excessive fashion, and all those other shows of fashion, Rush Hour, and fashionably late. So those stages are huge for me because I'm heavily involved. But you cannot know the stages of Kampala. That man, Air Bryant, I see what he's doing with the folks in with the fashion here in Kampala. He's doing his thing, but I am also doing my thing. Like my man Epa says, he's doing my thing. Folks are doing their thing. I'm also doing my thing. You understand?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So, Joe, when you look at the fashion industry of Uganda, because I told you it's still trying to move up. We are not yet there. You get? So, according to you, what can the fashion guys in the fashion fraternity in Uganda, what can they do so that they can improve on our fashion industry, so that it can move at least a bit at a high speed?
Folks are there. Come on, check you out. You're looking super snazzy in a fly jacket, all velvet. You're not gonna tell me you're not
by
there.
Joe Malaika.
You already know. He's saying the fashion industry is not here in Kampala. This man is dressed in a velvet blazer, looking fly as hell. But honestly, I'm happy to share ideas. A couple of days, the time I've been in Kampala, these folks are reaching out and trying to meet with me just to pick my brain, and I'm also learning from them. You're always learning. So if if you're out there, just talk to people who are in fashion. I like to surround myself with folks who are doing the same thing as me. You see what I'm saying? So if for the fashion, I guess for the fashion to grow here, holla at your boy, Joe Malaika.
Real?
Yes, sir. Let me know. I'm happy to share.
Oh, so according to you, which fashion guys do you know in Uganda? And you know that they're really doing a great job. They're trying hard to push the fashion industry so that it can move at a good speed.
There's a lot of folks that are pushing the fashion envelope here. Obviously Brian Homuza, right? Mainly known as Ed Bryant, who's doing his thing. Kim Swagger, shout out to Kim. Right now he's in Soweto. I don't know whatever he's doing in Soweto, but shout out to Kim Swagger. I think those are the folks. Oh man, there's another kid.
This Rastafari called
he's a gentleman
Latif
that
Madoy. You know Latif?
Oh yeah, I know who he is. He makes stuff in like minutes, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's doing his thing. So those are the folks that I know. But and I know Abbas.
Also Abbas. Yeah, they're doing some great work in Uganda. So what time do you get to balance your work of fashion and make some good work? What time do you spend the whole night on the machine? Do you spend the whole day on the machine to bring out something good, or you have some guys whom you instruct to make your stuff move?
Obviously, I'm not gonna sit over here. There's students, like folks and boss in the school send me students to learn from me. I'm learning from them. But in the process, we all have 24 hours. I try to fix time to design, because whatever I'm seeing, so it's even just thinking, always thinking about stuff, how you can mix fabrics and how you can just change colors, all that stuff. So it's always like, you're always thinking. So it just never ends. But I mean, you find the time. If you love something, you'll find the time. Like if you're trying to get a girl and you're working 24/7, you'll make time. You understand? For me, I got into fashion because of the girl that I liked. I'm not ashamed of saying that. I say that time and time again.
But do you still have that lady?
Do I still have that lady?
Yeah.
I just never say her name. But I mean, she's there. She's married, happily married, and I respect that. But because of her, my fashion journey, Joe Malaika, is here.
Oh, so a few achievements which you've gotten in the fashion industry since you started this stuff of design.
Obviously, recently being named the best fashion designer in Boston. That's major. Yeah. And there's several citations I've gotten from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, the city of Boston. My involvement for cancer, like I said, for me, giving back is major. You understand? Giving back to cancer and folks that are amputated. As a matter of fact, the show that we're staging, every show that I've been a part of, it's all about giving back. So me, just making a difference in people's lives, and in the process, my life is getting better. The rest will take care of themselves. But to get back to what you were saying, getting the recognition as the best fashion designer in Boston, young black man coming from Kampala, it is not an easy thing, folks. I am telling you, I don't know how I can stress that. It is not an easy thing. I don't know how hard but just know it's not easy. And I'm humbly honored for Boston Magazine for the honors. It's really humbling.
Tell me about the price rates. When you come to the price rates in USA, like in Boston, when it comes like to have it like good stuff like this, designed by Joe Malaika. Tell me about the prices. Is Uganda more expensive or Boston is more expensive? I decide if I need a good stuff like this, then I will be like, oh, let me buy it in Uganda, and then I go with it in USA.
Man, it's a free country. You can do whatever you want. So jacket like this, spend like $200, $200 on it. The only difference I've seen, there's always a last price in Kampala, and we don't have a last price. You find a jacket for $900, you pay $900, boss.
Ah, wow.
Do you know
that is a plot of land in Kampala or in the village?
I don't know about all that, but if plot or no plot, vehicle or no vehicle, if the jacket is $900, that's what you're paying. There's no last price. But here, folks have been into the store, and you have to give him two prices. There's gotta be the fast price, and there's the last price.
Yeah.
I don't understand why there's always a last price, but probably that's a Ugandan thing. I don't know. It could not be just a Ugandan thing, but maybe it's an African thing. You understand? Because I've also been to some other African countries, and there was always a last price. But folks, I don't see that going away anywhere. There's got to be a last price. So maybe that's a difference. But also, difference in weather. So,
okay.
Like I mentioned it earlier.
When you look at your work as a fashion designer, you're based in Boston, now you're here in Uganda. And I'm like, wow, I thought I'm going to find Joy in USA to get this special big interview. And I'm like calling, and Joy is like, yeah, man, I'm in Uganda. You know what? So tell me, how do you balance that work, being a designer there in Boston, and at the same time I'm seeing your fabric here in Uganda at Champ Towers?
Shout out to Champ Towers for giving us space, and for Eddie and Claire, shout out to those kids for holding this space down. It's their store. The Joe Malaika brand is here at folks, come check it out. Like I said, I want to give a special shout out for Claire and Eddie. They've done an amazing job running this place. So it's all about balance. Like I said, I'm really close to my grandmother. So anytime I can spend it with her, it brings it back here. Earlier I mentioned Uganda Airlines. I had to meet with the folks. Jen, the CEO for Uganda Airlines, just basically share some ideas of how the style and fashion for the airline, is relatively new airline, is growing. So just working on different things, and also just basically giving back to because my roots is here. You understand? I was born in Kabalagala, so.
No. Tell me, how many years did you spend in Kabalagala?
How many years I spent in Kabalagala?
Just tell me, then I'll just know that you know all the corners of Kabalagala. Yeah.
Now we're doing math, huh? No, honestly, I don't know. A couple years, I don't know.
Did you? Okay, how many years did you spend in Uganda before going to Boston?
I was born here, so, and I moved at a very, very young age.
That means you never spent in Uganda like
Most of my time has been spent in the United States, but I spent some time here. I'm here with you. I'm here with my grandmother. Every time I get a chance to spend time with her. Every time I'm here, I make sure I go see her every day. It's really, really important for me. Because she's up there. Much as I love her, but I also have to expect reality. It is what it is.
Okay. So what do you love about Uganda?
I love about Uganda, I get to meet with guys like you. You understand? I get to, hang out with my grandmother. Sitting on scooters. Those are things I never done as a kid. So just sitting on a scooter, cruise around, relax, get my head blown away. Look at fashion here. It's pretty inspiring. Also I have a lot of family here, like a lot of cousins. So anytime I get to see them, it's pretty incredible.
What should at least the government of Uganda do to improve our fashion industry? A little bit. What should it do to improve the fashion industry of Uganda? Because you have seen the Boston guys, the US fraternity are trying to help their fashion industry to grow at high speed. So according to you? What should the government do? At least to give a hand to the brands.
I think what the government should do, they should invest in folks that are really doing fashion. So every time there's like fashion week, let's say there's a fashion week in Kampala. I noticed there was a fashion week in Kampala. If folks like brands are doing fashion shows, they should encourage. And I want to give a shout out to Nankindu. You know, she works with the king. Dr. Nankindu, she invited me and I was able to just cruise around one of the schools. There was a fashion school. There's a lot of kids that were just basically studying different kinds of like fashions. So the government should invest in folks like that because these are the kids that are going to be doing the stuff that we're doing right now. You understand? So it's really, really important for the government to invest in these students because it's really, really important. So that's one of the ways that the government can give a hand to folks that are interested in fashion. Not just fashion, just kids in general. Because
why do you think our fashion designers and fashion stylists are still too national, not international? And what should they do so that they can become more international compared to other fashion designers?
Like honestly, it's a very, like I say to you, it's a very aggressive business. So just keep pushing, just keep pushing. You just never know. The other day, Eddie Kenzo, he just been doing his thing, and next thing he's been called to the Grammys. So folks, that's very inspiring. So not just designing. So you just never know. Maybe one day you're gonna be, showcasing in Fashion Week in New York, or not just in New York, in Boston. So just keep pushing, just stay at it. Do not give up. Sounds pretty cliche, but just keep pushing. It's a very, very aggressive business. You understand? Claire, I see you, baby.
Yeah.
But I just keep pushing.
Okay, it's a good interview. Nice to meet you, Joe Malaika. And I'm really pleasure. I feel like I'm in USA. I feel like I'm in Boston because I'm now a gangster, man. I'm designed by the way, I'm designed today. Today I'm designed by Joe Malaika.
I'm honored. So, folks, don't forget, just follow us on everything at Joe Malaika. Snapchat, Joe Malaika. Instagram, at Joe Malaika. And on the website, joemalaika.com.
Joe Malaika. Musajja wa tabu from Boston to Uganda, and from Uganda to Boston. Yabagamba antino acha designing atacha akola ebyewunyo n'olwekyo nze kisinze, by the way, kisinze okuneweza ngambye nze kindeeta Uganda kulaba fashion naye okusingira ddala kulaba ku jjajja wange kubanga navaayo nga ndi kidi naye buli wenzija mbanyina okulaba ku jjajja wange mubongeko mugabe mwana jjajja gye ndi ntoba ate nkikwasaganya. N'olwekyo abantu mwenna ababadde ku Bukedde TV Urban Magazine mumanye nti Joe Malaika is one of the greatest fashion designers in Boston. Naye ng'ate muna Uganda, n'olwekyo tolosuubira nti buli kimu kigaana, naye kanyasaala kola nnyo, teekamu bidi olabe nti buli kimu kikola kitambula kiveeyo nga Joe Malaika bw'omulaba kubanga muna Uganda naye eri agamba nti abaddugavu kizibu nnyo okuyitamu naye olaba naye ayitamu n'atoba, n'olwekyo osobola okukola ennyo naawe n'ofuuka international. Ba fashion designers, fashion stylists abali mu Uganda banaye muteekemu nnyo amaanyi okulaba nti ekintu kino kiyambuka Uganda eve ku mbeera eri ey'okweraba nti tukyali wansi. Kyenkugamba nti tusobola ate tusobola okikola ne tumalako ne tufuuka abawanguzi nga Joe Malaika. Ate akyawangula bingi abagamba olaba Eddie Kenzo agenda eri n'ajjayo Grammy oba n'afuna award, kitegeeza naawe osobola. Anyway, mubeere bulungi okuva ssaawa 9 paka ssaawa 10. Nange Soda the brand number 1 East Africa. Tubeerawo nga tukyamula ensi yonna nanti Bukedde TV agikwatako.